Mic checks echo, I'm the sound of the brawl. Canvas creaks, flesh slaps, bodies rise and fall. Steel cage dreams, no escape. All pain, blood stains mixed with the sweat and the chain. Adrenaline surging my veins, spit fire. Crowd chants feeding my soul's desire. Turnbuckles tremble when my wrath collides. Glory's the belt and I'm taking the pride. Boom. The squared circle where legends collide. Boom. No mercy, just a wild ride. Boom. Like flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom. The squared circle digest. Pyros ignite, shadows dance in the glow. Ringside roar, it's a gladiator show. Chokeholds tighter than the grip of the night. Climbing the ropes to new championship heights. The mat's a battlefield, no room for doubt. Every move calculated, every scream a shout. The bell tolls louder than a sinner's regret. This is the place where the bold never forget. Boom. The squared circle where legends collide. Boom. No mercy, just a wild ride. Boom. Like flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom. The squared circle digest. Boom. The squared circle where legends collide. Boom. No mercy, just a wild ride. Boom. Like flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom. The squared circle digest. Circle Digest!
We are live. It is the Squared Circle Digest. I am Sean Stanley, the great Frankie Fresco, along as well. Frankie, how are we doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, man. I don't know if it's your settings or whatnot, but once again, I don't see myself today. I see myself online, so I'm looking at myself online. But on my end, I just don't see myself, so I'm gonna have to just wing it. I just gotta wing it with like the way I see myself on the on my phone, because it's just weird. I see myself offline. I don't know why, but it's okay. It happens. The great Sean Stanley's here.
Let's just make sure, is Frankie Fresco available to everybody's on? If you're watching us on YouTube, can you see Frankie Fresco, or is it a blank box there? Let me know.
No, I think they could see me because I could see. I'm on my phone and I could see myself. So I think they
can. Okay.
But I can't see myself. That's the thing.
I thought you meant on yours. That's why I was like,
I can't see I could see myself on the bottom. See, like you see where we are. Like, hey, what's up? I can see myself down there, but I can't see myself like in the main page. I don't know why, but I know I'm there because I saw it online and I see it on the YouTube channel.
I wonder if you because I have you set up as a speaker. And so when you pop in, you automatically go into my screen.
Oh, that could be.
I don't know if your setup is the same as mine, which is maybe why you don't see yourself. But
it's okay. As long as they can see us and hear us, we're good. We're good.
There it is. There it is. It is 5:15 on a Thursday. I thank Frankie Fresco for adjusting his schedule yesterday. This is on me. I apologize, but appreciate you, Frankie, doing some last-minute turns. And we're going to dive in. We're going to be in and out today. Not a long show. Not a lot really to talk about going on in the world. The biggest thing is, unfortunately, the New York Knicks are the NBA champions, and Danhausen uncursed them, and now he has become the focal point for ESPN, Stephen A. Smith, WWE, TKO, Frankie, Danhausen. It is going crazy. They even put a belt. There's a package now to where you could put Danhausen is a champ or something in the New York Knicks colors, and a belt signed by Danhausen and Jalen Brunson. It's for sale on the WWE site.
Wow, I had no idea. Now, question: has he always been a New York Knicks fan, or is he just going?
No, he's not. What happened was he cursed the Knicks when Stephen A. made fun of him, and then it turned into something else where people gave him money or a cameo or something to where he ended up uncursing them, and then they went on a 13-game winning streak, and then they lost. And if you watched the show, I saw some social media bits of it. Stephen A was like, well, that wasn't your fault. It wasn't, or Danhausen was like, that wasn't your fault, Stephen A. And Stephen A was like, not your fault, Danhausen. They blamed Trump because that was the one game Trump attended. They lost. And then they won the next two, and they are the NBA champions.
Was he a fan of the Knicks before?
I don't believe he is. I don't believe
I don't think so either, right?
No. I don't even think he's a fan of them now. It's just he wants human monies. That's all he's worried about. That's all he wants.
I'll tell you something. Hell of a marketing by WWE and by him going along with this, and just I don't know if he wasn't a Knicks fan and he just went with this and he just continued. This is awesome because WWE is gonna make a buku full of money off of him, and he's gonna make way more money. And at the same time, he is vital now. Like he is a attraction for WWE so quickly to the point where I don't know what to tell you. It's kind of hard. Like I don't know how long his contract is with WWE, but I could bet your ass as soon as that contract is up, he might go ahead and ask for a bigger payday because he is the face of WWE outside
I'm sure
and inside.
He's making enough money on just he was the number 3 seller of merchandise at WrestleMania weekend. He's done the Knicks thing now. The Saturday Night Main Event is emanating from MSG, which is where the Knicks home court is, and also one of the big draws for WWE. MSG shows, always a big hit. And that's the crowd that they are placating to. They sent Danhausen actually went to one of the games. He was doing broadcasting on the alternate stream with Pat McAfee and them. So, they used them and abused them, and they're getting the payoff from it because the Knicks ended up messing around and winning.
Yeah, I mean they used it on Monday. On Monday they were promoting him like crazy, showing him how he loves the Knicks and everything. All I can say is that he fits their fan base because I don't know if you saw some of the videos and photos of what was going on at that parade, but Lord have mercy, bro. That was kind of crazy. So, hey, man, good for him. Good for
No,
WWE.
just after the wins. Look what happened after the wins. I was like, well, I get you guys don't win that often, but man, they're burning stuff, beating people up. I saw one video of what was it, a Chick-fil-A or In-N-Out or one of the burger places.
Oh yeah,
The guy was just getting chairs thrown at him. I was like, man, this is worse than ECW pay-per-view.
yeah, and AEW.
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
at
that
this
too.
point. Because
That
at
too.
this point, AEW tries to, I think, outshine ECW sometimes. But I mean, look, man. Again, kudos to him. Kudos to WWE. They really, really are marketing it. It sucks. I wonder how Tony feels about this. Tony Khan. I think he really, really feels like he missed a ball and he dropped the ball with this guy. But this is what happens when you actually take your time and you actually invest on something and you gain the biggest thing, the kids. You get the kids invested on it, right? That's the reason
Well,
why.
remember,
Man.
too, we sat here, me and you both. We were like, oh, that was the most terrible introduction ever. Let's see what they end up doing with them. And since then, it's been, I mean, it's been great.
Every time he shows up, they go wild for him too.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
he showed up yesterday. Not yesterday. Sorry, today's Thursday. Monday, with Liv Morgan, and man,
Yeah.
it was. He got a huge pop.
Olivia, how you doing, Olivia? And then also the one where Dom and JD bring in the money for him to do Oba, and he's like, Oba? Oh no, I don't mess with Oba. And then they start talking to each other. They look back down, the money's gone, and Danhausen's gone. I mean, those are the little things that just like, again, the little entertainment aspect.
And you want to know
that
something, man?
Throws it a little bit.
You want to know what's sad about this, though, guys? And to you, Sean, and to everybody who tunes in as well, is that I think they found a replacement for R-Truth. And unfortunately, I think R-Truth, once his contract is up, I think he eventually, they now have somebody who's going to be able to take over his role. And I think if they do let go of R-Truth, people won't be so upset because now you got Danhausen.
Well, not only that, but you notice this time now, this time they brought R-Truth back, he's not doing as much.
No.
And I know Danhausen's there now, but even before Danhausen was there, it's just kind of like you get the little skit from him in the back, and now he's actually doing, I think he does more in-ring work than they allow him to do behind the camera now.
Yeah, he's the
Feels like, yeah.
tag team champion with Damian Priest.
So I feel like they're trying not to paint themselves in that corner again, to where but I believe like now, as you said, that would be the spot for Danhausen, to where if they try to release Danhausen, be like, what are we doing? Although there's probably a lot of companies out there going, hey, we'll take him. Go ahead, send him over here.
Not only that, but if you
He's
let
never going to get let go anymore. Not after this.
if you let R-Truth go eventually, they have now more of a reason why they could show him less and less and less as soon as he drops the belts.
Belt, yep.
Because now you have Danhausen replacing all those little gimmicks. So, but
Yeah. No. I feel like out of sight, out of mind is kind of what they're doing with Truth right now.
100%.
In a way, like you'll bring him on, he'll do his little skit thing, and then they wrestle, and that's all you see. Another something else that's happened on SmackDown: Rhea Ripley's got a knee injury apparently. We'll see how bad it is. Apparently, I don't know if this is a like fluid happening thing to where it happened, and now they're trying to figure out how long she's going to be out. I guess we'll get a decision probably by SmackDown Friday night. If she has to drop the belt, I'm guessing it's a pretty serious knee injury. If they let her keep it and do things just to keep her there, we'll know it's not as serious or what they feel there. But it's going to change a lot. As a matter of fact, on the Night of Champions poster now, they've removed Rhea and put Tiffany Stratton there.
they did. Actually, I was just reading that. Apparently, Ringside News had mentioned that
Yep.
it was Cody, her, who else was it? It was Cody, her, Liv Morgan, and Trick Williams, and now she's gone. And Tiffany's there.
Yep.
And now Tiffany's there. So I don't know, man. But let me ask you this. If she's seriously hurt, who do you put the belt on now for SmackDown? Because you can't give it to Liv. Liv is in Monday night. So, and you can't give it to Tiffany unless you want to make her a double champion.
You know what I would do? Who is right now? It's Io Sky's in the finals. Who's wrestling SmackDown this week for the other finals of Queen of the Ring?
I know Liv Morgan is in one of them, isn't she?
Yeah, I believe it is Liv and who?
Let me see. Let me try Googling it and see if I can see what's going on. Here we go. So right now it is Io Sky. On the opposite side is Liv Morgan and Charlotte Flair. So Io's in the championship, and Friday SmackDown is going to be Liv versus Flair.
That's interesting. Okay. What I would do, honestly, if she can't go, is I would make the winner of the Queen of the Ring the new champion.
But then would you allow Liv Morgan to make it to the finals and then lose to Io Sky?
Yeah, she could be champ, double champ, right? If it's been done before. I mean, but I would probably put the belt on Io or Charlotte. So I would probably say Liv loses, but I don't know how you do that to Liv right now because she's not defending her title and then she can't win. I don't know, man. It's a situation to where unless they do something with Raquel or Roxanne or something to cost her, I don't know. That's where I don't like putting other champions in these tournaments because now, I mean, I get it. They can lose and not lose their belt, but you have your champion losing. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, the other thing is that you have Night of Champions, right? And then is there? Oh no, they don't have the other one. The other one was which one's the premium live event where it's champion versus champion? Do you remember?
That is a Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel. Okay, yeah, because Night of Champions just means that all the champions are fighting.
Yeah.
So
Crown
I don't
Jewel
know,
is
man.
one where it's champion. Which, again, if you want to go one way, you could say Liv Morgan is both. She gets the night off, or you put. I just think Io's done enough to deserve it at this point, and Charlotte is a safety net in case if you have to put it on somebody, you put it on her, and then figure out plans to get it off of her after that. She's easy to get the belt off of. You know, that's the only thing. Like Io and Charlotte to me are more safe than putting the title on a double champ on Liv right now.
for me, man, I mean they could give it to Liv, or they could give it to Io, or even Charlotte. They could give it to any of those three girls. But if they do give it to any of those three girls, I think it's time for WWE to get a women's champion that the people love and the people like to see her wrestle, and her gimmick is great. And that is one person that has never been the champion before and who deserves it. And I don't care what they said in those Netflix documentaries. It's Chelsea Green, man.
Yeah.
Make her the champion. She deserves it. And I think if we start speaking about it, Sean, hopefully we could get a good fan
You want to
base
speak it
asking about
into the universe.
Yes.
I'm all for it, man.
Dude, she deserves it, man.
I am
She is
all
great.
for Chelsea Green
Look how good
being a
she-
heavyweight champion.
Look
And
how good she came back, and look how entertaining she is.
I think that's the other part of it that it would bring to it is an entertainment aspect to the title as well. Not just a in-ring, but a outside the ring presence for the title. To me feels like when Jade had it, I mean, yes, she has her little aura around her, but I don't know. It just felt like, okay, boom, she's a badass. She gets to defend the title. With Chelsea, it just, I feel like in the back, like, you know, she can do the whining. If she's a good guy, she can just, you know, it just depends on what you want to do with it. But to me, there's many avenues available if you have Chelsea Green as your champion.
You do, absolutely. And people are invested on her. Just like right now, people are invested on Chad Gable and how I love that he changed his music and everything. But dude, it's just, you know, when somebody is talented enough and can carry it, and the sarcasm, the mic skills, all that is on Chelsea Green. Like you know that she could hold that belt. I just don't know why they don't give it to her. So yeah, man, I am vouching, and I hope she gets it. I hope if Rhea Ripley does get her, is hurt, and to the extent where she has to be out for some time, obviously you could give it to Io, Liv, or Charlotte, and then let Chelsea go for it.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Again, I think you can transition the title off of Charlotte and Io easier than transitioning the belt off of two belts Morgan would it be at that point.
Yeah.
Speaking of King, Queen of the Ring, Night of Champions, Obafemi is off to the finals after destroying both male members of the Judgment Day.
Well,
I
he
don't even
didn't. He didn't
I
destroy.
don't even
them.
want to hear about the Judgment Day anymore. I mean, they took chairs to him, and he just beat them both down, took out JD, did his move to Dominic, gets the pin. Obafemi, dumb move by WWE, is on his way to the King of the Ring finals.
Wait, hold on. He didn't dominate Dom. You know, Dom gave him a nice little low blow. He did the 619 on him. He did his frog splash on him, and Oba kicked out. And then they tried to go after him, and then eventually he kicked everybody's ass. But it wasn't like complete dominance. Why not? I like the fact that they gave Dominic a little bit of a spotlight there for a quick minute, because you don't know. Maybe this could be a future fight in the future. You know, it could be a headliner. You know.
Yeah,
Could
definitely.
be. Like if you really do have Dom and you push him further, and Oba is a monster of a beast, hey man, why not? You could do it like that. But here's the question now. He ended up Monday Night Raw by talking and taking shots at
On
Brock
out
Lesnar.
Lesnar, yeah.
So my question to you is, sir, are we gonna get Brock Lesnar costing Obafemi the King of the Ring here?
What's funny is I wanted to put this as part of it because that's why I put he's going to face Jey Uso or Javon Evans. My question to you was, how do you book this?
I mean,
How would you book it going forward? Because, and this is where, go ahead, tell me your thing, Frankie, and then I'll give you an idea of what I had in thought.
Well, here's the thing about Jay and Javon. Jay is more established. So I think Jay can honestly take an L because he's taken more L's, and they've already pushed him quite a few times as well. So that, you know, he's won the Royal Rumble before and all that stuff. So I think he could definitely take another L. That's why it would make sense for me if they want Obafemi to win it, that Jay is the winner. Now, if you go and you give the victory to Javon, that is a little bit confusing because are you going to have Brock cost Oba and then Javon win the King of the Ring? Because then now you're pushing Javon to another level. I don't think Javon is ready for it, to be honest with you. I think Javon is very talented. I think he's going to be very good. I still think he needs to gain a little bit more weight. I still think he has his moments where he messes up. Obviously, on Monday night, it was pretty good. I love the fact that he got speared by Braun Breaker. I thought that was cool. But at the end of the day, I don't know, man. I don't. I am a little bit confused. And if you need, if Oba's gonna get, if he's gonna lose because of Brock Lesnar getting interfered, I'd rather see Jay win it. That way, Jay gets a shot again because I think Jay is in that role right now where he's able to challenge. I think Javon is too soon if that was to happen. Now, no interference, Oba wins. That's a complete different story.
So here's my take on this. I think LA Knight gets involved somehow and costs Jey Uso at SmackDown. So I think Javon Evans is going to, because I think LA Knight will set up a match. Not sure who his partners are going to be, but I think you're going to get somehow LA Knight and the Usos, Roman, or the Usos and Jacob Fatu against, LA Knight and maybe two others. I don't even know. Maybe Solo and Tala. I don't know how the hell they're going to play it out at Night of Champions with Roman kind of in the corner, or they throw Roman in the match, whatever. I think Oba beats Javon Evans at King of the Ring, and I think he challenges Roman Reigns for SummerSlam. Night one. And I think Brock Lesnar costs Oba Femi the title on night one. Oba Femi retires Brock Lesnar on night two.
That's not bad. That's not bad. You could definitely do that.
And then you kind of put everything into a neat little bow. But, again, if you remember at the beginning, Roman told Jay, go win the belt. They could also, looking at the way the story's been going, it would not, to do that and then have Brock come out and cost Oba. But if I was doing it, I think I would set up the night one, night two that way.
Do you think Oba Femi deserves to fight both night one and night two?
The way they're pushing him, yeah. I mean, the way he's got the rocket attached to him right now, especially if it's got the meaning of Brock, he hits Roman with the power bomb, goes, and then Brock hits the ring, and that was my belt, and you cost me, and they run it back, and then he beats him and retires him the next night. I could go with that end of it. Again, the second night two, that not the main event. Doesn't have to be the main event, but the match gets on the card, and Brock gets his retirement at the thing, and then you have Oba getting cost the title, so you've crossed that bridge to where now you don't have to put the title on him yet. Then he can eliminate Brock, retire him if that's what the whole thing is. Some people say that's why, Brock came back because he wanted to do it in his hometown. We'll see. Don't know necessarily if that's 100% true. Mm-hmm. But that'll also check that box. And then you can move on and try to get Oba matched up there somewhere and then ultimately, get back to the championship hunt again because technically he was, 3 count away from winning the belt or however you want to do it. That's just, again, me looking at it because I just don't know where you write yourself in this. And if you're going to use Night of Champions to be the thing where now you only get one match out of it, whereas this way you get 2 matches for SummerSlam out of it, to me, 2 high-profile matches. I know the Oba Brock isn't there, but I feel like they're pushing it so hard. Like they got to do something more than just being like, okay, Brock costs Oba the King of the Ring, and then what? So now, and here's where I'll go with this. If Brock costs Oba the match, and if that is the case, Jay, you're right, Jay wins. They're not putting Javon Evans in a championship match. So now at SummerSlam, you're going to look at Jay versus probably Cody. Roman versus, they do Seth at that point. it's going to be interesting to see how you navigate those waters. To me, the easiest solution would be that.
Well,
Just, you know,
you know,
and for life, good seeing you, no doubt. And me, Papa, appreciate you guys in the chat.
well, you bring up a good scenario, so I'm gonna throw a different scenario. I can't
Go
just
ahead,
let
man.
you throw scenarios and then I can't throw one. I'm gonna throw one
No,
now.
you
What
threw the
you-
scenario. I used your scenario, the Jey Uso one.
Here's what I'm gonna think. All right, so I'm gonna say Javon Evans goes against Jey Uso. Javon Evans loses to Jey Uso. Now, LA Knight will get involved in some way somehow, but I still feel that either Jimmy or Jacob will be enough to protect Jey Uso. That way, they could shorten the bloodline and say, "Hey, we're all on the same page," which is what they were trying to do, especially on Monday night. And I think the reason I would say that too is because Roman did tell Jacob, "Hey, did you handle it?" And he said he destroyed him. So knowing that, I think LA Knight will show up again trying to stop him, and then Jacob will have to go and do it again. And remember, we don't know what Roman told Jacob in his ear, so who
Yes.
knows? But I'll say this: Jay wins. Let's say Jay wins. And there's another match out there, sir. There's another match that we got to look at, and that's the match between Cody Rhodes and Gunther, with special guest referee Sami Zayn. And I think in that match, I think the best thing WWE should do is finally give the belt to Gunther. Make Cody lose, and then you have Jey Uso, who will be able to challenge against Gunther because they both have some type of history between one another. And you would have something available for Jey Uso versus Gunther at SummerSlam for the belt. Now, obviously, Jay would win over Obafemi, and it would be because of obviously Goldberg, because of Brock Lesnar coming in and obviously defeating him, and then you set up that match, Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi at SummerSlam. The reason I say it like that is because I do not see Obafemi fighting twice at SummerSlam. I just don't see it. I don't think he's not that type of wrestler that you want to see him twice. I think you only would want to see him once. He's that freak of nature. You don't want the freak of nature to show up both night one and night two. You only need him for one night. So best way to do it is selling him and selling it on night two, and then you have Brock versus Obafemi, and then he can retire him if that's what Brock wants, of course.
Yeah. And here's my only problem with your scenario. Gunther versus Jey Uso again?
Yes. But now you have the turn of the century, sir. And this is where we listen to what Roman told Jacob Fatu. And I think at SummerSlam, Jacob Fatu nails Jey Uso. And then you bring the doubt in the bloodline. Because what I'm getting the vibes is, first Roman wanted everybody to be together.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to lean like Roman is giving more love to Jacob. He says, "I understand you. Nobody understands you." So, and Jacob understands him. So I think
Because Jacob said, I acknowledge you, the OTC, but I'm not listening to Jimmy Uso.
that's why. So why wouldn't Jacob be the one who would actually go ahead and influence Roman Reigns to say, "You know what, man? You don't need your brothers here, bro. You let them go. Get them out of here, bro. We don't need those. It'll be you and me, and we hold this down together." And then you have something you could start up. And then all of a sudden, there's, again, more controversy on that bloodline. Because you don't want to go with the same freaking storyline as like what they did back in the day when they have Solo on it. I don't want to see a Jacob and be a Solo. I don't. I already saw that. You need to spice it up. And the only way you're going to spice it up is by going ahead and having Jacob hit one of the Usos at SummerSlam, and then you have controversy, and people are going to be like, "What is going on here?" And then you don't know what Roman is going to do.
You know what's going to happen? They're going to reshuffle the bloodlines, what they're going to do. Because this is what's going to happen. Jacob is going to attack Jay and Jimmy. Solo's going to come out to save his brothers. So then Solo's going to slide in there. And then you're going to have Tala and Tama probably turn on them. So you're going to end up with Roman, Jacob, Tama, and Tala all on the one side with Roman. and then you'll have Jimmy, Jay, and Solo with whoever else on the other side.
Look at
They're
that.
going to reshuffle the deck.
I got you
That's all they're
sold.
going to do here.
I got you
They're
sold
gonna
on it.
Huh?
I got you sold on this style and this idea of them
No, I
just
mean,
going
I
ahead and
think-
just doing this.
I mean, again, they could. That would make, at least that makes a story. That makes sense with something. I just don't want. I feel like they're writing themselves in the corner with Oba in the finals, and the only way you kind of write yourself out is if you use Brock as your get out of jail free card. Whether it's at Night of Champions or at SummerSlam. I mean, I just don't know who you put against Roman then at SummerSlam. That would be my only, because SummerSlam would be Jay versus Cody. That would, or Jay versus Gunther, whichever one you want to go with. And then who challenges Roman, and then you have Oba and Brock the third for
Night
match 3
Okay.
on night 2. But so where does the whole
The Roman is the question mark, because right now there's nobody out there who kind of wants to challenge him unless
it would be Seth would be my option, but why wouldn't the Vision cheat Seth? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would the Vision let Seth get to that point at this point of their whole thing? Like,
maybe you put LA Knight. Maybe LA Knight goes. I mean, he did say a couple things about Roman this past
Yeah,
Monday,
no,
saying, "Yo,
yeah,
you
I
guys
mean,
are all obeying him."
you could slide that in there somewhere. And again, you could have something down the line to where maybe Jimmy gets beat by LA Knight, and that's how LA Knight gets the match, and Roman holds Jimmy responsible. Jacob, being his henchman, takes him out that way.
The
And then-
funny thing is that, do you really want to put LA Knight in like the main, like be one of the main?
Well,
events?
again, that's where I go with the whole like.
I don't know.
It's so hard, like, because like when I was running this whole thing through, I didn't want Oba on 2 nights either. But when I looked at him, like, I just feel like LA Knight gets involved with everything Usos right now. That it's setting up for that more than it does. But then I know Javon's not winning. So if they put it out there, I mean, unless they're going to waste a title shot and make it
Yeah, because I wouldn't want to see Javon go up against
No.
Roman or against Cody or
or
Gunther.
Gunther, nothing.
Yeah, I
There's
don't
nothing.
want to see that.
There's nothing there at this moment that says, and no doubt is right. LA Knight ain't winning nothing. We know that. We
Well,
know that.
I don't know if you saw on Monday when when Jay and Jimmy came out.
Yeah.
LA Knight had the microphone, and then he coughs on the microphone. I'm like, come on, dude! Like, how can you make these dumb mistakes? Like, as soon as you hear, I think it was either Jimmy or Jay, one of them two. It was Jimmy. I think it was Jimmy. Then you hear him cough, and I'm like, and he coughs literally on the actual microphone. I'm like, yo, dude, come on, man! Like, how silly can you be? Like, that's so dumb. Now, I have a question for you, because I'm reading the chat here, and supposedly Cat for Life just came in and he says,
There's no way that's happening. I read it.
Let me see what he said. He says, what is it is I hear about The Rock possibly purchasing TKO and having Triple H replaced? Sir, talk to me, Ken. And then no doubt is saying The Rock cannot afford to purchase TKO.
Yeah.
The market cap on TKO is $38 billion, and someone would have to offer 40 to 45 million to buy the shareholders. Sir, any possibility that maybe
I don't see it.
The
No.
Rock get? I mean, he can't do it by himself, but maybe he could get.
And plus, isn't he a board member? Like, how as a board member, you're going to buy your own? Maybe he gets controlling interest. Maybe that's an opportunity. I don't know. And he gets elected of chair of the board or whatever. I mean, maybe that. But I don't think he's buying TKO. No way.
Well, here's the thing. This is what I hear from Cage Side Seats and Pro Wrestling Friends are saying. It says the current rumor comes from wrestling personalities such as Jonathan Coachman, suggesting that The Rock's company
Oh boy, here we go.
suggesting
we
that
go.
The Rock's company, $7 Production, could someday buy WWE or gain greater control, possibly replacing current leadership. Those are the speculation and rumors, not confirmed plans. So this is just speculation, but this is the reason why this stuff is being talked about, because of that. But like you said, he's a board of director. Like, he's a member of one of those
He's
guys.
a member of the board, yeah. I mean, if he maybe becomes a chairman of the board, then maybe he could make the decision to replace Triple H if that's what they want to do. But I mean, I, the problem now is that
I think it owns a lot, bro. They own the UFC. They own a lot of
they own
stuff. Like
PBR, they
P-
own the boxing now, the Zuffa
IMG.
boxing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
You have to be
now
able to run all
could
that
they
stuff.
sell WWE possibly? But that right now is what's keeping them afloat.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
That's
that's why WWE's getting cuts done to them so they can be more profitable because they got to make up for the crap that is not getting profits. $60 million loss at the White House. Stuff like
yeah.
that, man.
Look at that. You come up with let the UFC splurge money and not be
Yeah.
profitable, but we gotta make it up on the WWE side. It just makes no sense.
We're going to have to double up those prices the next PLE to cover the
Makes
White House UFC fights.
that's
But yeah, I mean, again, I could see him becoming maybe a board to make decisions, but then that would also go along the lines of what we were talking about last week, where TKO has already handcuffed WWE Creative so much. I mean, does Triple H really have a lot of say? He's kind of told what to do, and he's got to make the best of it with what they want. I mean, so. Is Triple H really running creative? I don't think so. I think he's told, this is what we want to happen. You figure out the way to get us there.
yeah, I agree.
And that's trying to do the best with what they have. And, so we'll figure out there. The one thing I want to ask you, and we kind of already talked about it a little bit, Roman Reigns, the character reverting back kind of to the old tribal chief with him and Jacob, really, him sending him to attack and different things like that. Do you like this more than the goody two shoes Roman?
Well, here's the thing: if you're gonna give me back the original tribal chief with the enforcer as Jacob, I already saw that. I already saw that with Solo. So you're gonna have to spice it up. That's why I like the fact of them turning on the Usos, because that would make it different than what they had done before with Solo. I think, and then letting Roman be with Jacob and then see where they go with this. If they bring, some of the Talatonga and Tomatonga on their side and maybe switch roles around here. And then it also builds up eventually for Survivor Series. Is Survivor Series already
Survivor's
come, right?
usually around Thanksgiving time frame.
Let's see.
November, the end of October, beginning November, end of November.
Correct. It's usually in November. So this is a good way to build up what you want eventually for a Survivor Series. And you start building it up. And again, if you're going to feed us this story of the tribal chief and the whole bloodline and all that stuff, you got to switch it up, man. You got to switch it up because I don't want to see this being all redundant again with Solo. And what Solo did now with Jacob.
Yeah, but I think Jacob goes about it a different way than Solo did. He adds a little bit of craziness to it in a way. Like you don't know, you think you know, but you don't know until he does it. I mean, I didn't watch Raw this week, so did they attack the comedian on air, or is that after the show?
They attacked them on air. So they were walking down. So obviously, what happened at the beginning was Roman come out, and Jimmy and Jay were mentioning, saying, "Hey, we're supposed to be all a team, but this guy is not, he's not rolling with us." And then that's when Jacob said, "Hey, I only acknowledge the tribal chief and not you guys." So then there was some hostility there. And obviously, he raises his hand up to show he acknowledges him. And then Jimmy comes along, and Jay is the last one to do it. Then all of a sudden, as they're walking out, Roman Reigns puts the one like a different version of Olafala on him. So then, as he's walking out, that's when you have the comedian guy go and like he's patting him in the back. He's in the front row, and then all of a sudden he touched the Olafala a little bit, and then that's when Jacob snaps, and he just starts kicking his ass. He takes him into the ring and just destroys him in the ring. And then all of a sudden, towards the end, when he's already beating him up, Roman tells him, "Do it again." And then he goes and he does it.
I saw him do the thing, and he's like,
and he do it again, and he does it. So that's what I'm telling you. I feel like Jacob has a bigger say than what Solo did. So I think that's why you could spice it up by saying he's influenced Roman to the point where he's not the same OTC. He's a different
Yeah.
OTC.
Well, he's got even bigger aspirations at OTC because now he has the killer behind him, and the killer's leading him, basically. Filling his head with things like you're saying. Like it gives him a little bit more security, I guess, knowing that Jacob's going to protect him. Maybe it ends up being a little bit more security thing until Jacob doesn't protect them anymore. I don't know how they're gonna. Again, that's part of the story down the road, but I wouldn't be upset with that, man, at all, at all.
I just want them to spice it up a little bit. The
Yeah,
same way, last time they had the whole Zammy and all that stuff. That was cool. That sold. So do something different. I don't want another Zammy. I don't want another solo. Just spice it up, make it interesting. That way, it's not so redundant. We know that you guys made a decision to say, hey, we got to bring the bloodline back because it's what catches the people's attention. And it does. It really does. Look, it's entertaining right now. It's actually starting to get better again, little by little. But you're going to have to come up with a little
Because
bit more.
it brings out investment. It brings out emotion somewhere. I mean, either way, whether it's, damn, look what Jacob's doing, or you kind of look at Jay like, oh, here we go again. He's going to be the step kid again, Roman. It feels like it's going that same route. Like you can kind of get a feeling to either one of those guys on this angle.
Yeah, and the thing about it too is that, I mean, they tried to elevate Jay, and that didn't work out. They tried elevating other guys to be the champions, and it just doesn't hit as strong as when
Well, the
Roman
problem
is
is I
the
think
guy.
you made so much of the aura of Roman Reigns. It's hard, man. It's hard to be the guy that takes that strap and becomes that guy, because again, when you look at when I say aura, I mean the whole picture, not that CM Punk and Roman aren't on the same level wrestling wise. That's not what I mean. But aura wise, when Roman shows up, you feel like it's something big. CM Punk shows up and you're like, yes, I'm happy CM Punk is here.
Yeah, but not to the level of the
Not to the level. No, that's what I'm saying. No, it's like, oh, great, CM Punk is here. When Roman shows up, it's like, oh, this is a moment. This is something. This means something. Even though most of the time, probably might not, but it is interesting there. Frankie, you want to jump over to TNA right now, real quick, before we jump over to your favorite part of the show? Just a couple changes, housekeeping things for TNA. They let Tommy Dreamer, or they mutually parted ways with Tommy Dreamer.
Fortunate.
With Creative. Delirious will be taking over that role. There's been talks, again, if whatever publications you read, different dirt sheets and everything else, saying the Road Dogg might be in contention to possibly take over Creative there. We'll see. Again, a lot of people are going back to the whole thing like, oh, this is a WWE thing. WWE, NXT, has not really been involved with TNA in quite a while. So I don't know that it's that necessarily. And maybe that's what is hurting TNA, because now they're having to do some cost cutting. And maybe some guys they kept around, or gals they kept around, they're not able to do right now with the contracts that they had with them. And they let Tessa Blanchard ask for her release and was let go. Macklin also, again, who they just brought back, is gone again. And so Frankie, TNA, not saying they're in trouble, but they're going through some changes over there as they start their AMC run.
Well, here's a more controversy from our guys over there at Cage Side Seats. They're saying that Dreamer's exit comes during a period of significant change in TNA, with departures that have also included Tessa Blanchard, Sami Callihan, and some talent, including Nick Nemeth, have described the backstage atmosphere as a little weird following the recent changes. I don't know what to say about this. Like, Tommy Dreamer has been invested with TNA for a while, dude.
10 years.
So yeah, there you go. Like, he's been invested. So and I also read that the Hardy Boys are doing everything in their power everything. And I don't know if it's true or not, but they were trying to get the New Day to come. I don't know if the New Day is already signed with AEW, but that's what I was reading. So I don't know if that's already like set in stone that they're going to AEW, but they're like pushing. There was articles saying that they're pushing for them. So I don't know where it is, but by you saying Tommy Dreamer obviously agreed to part ways with TNA, and now maybe Road Dogg is coming over there. I don't think Road Dogg has any ties to WWE. To be honest with you, I think he left because he was like upset with all the stuff that they were
Well,
making.
I won't say he doesn't have ties to WWE. He hates TKO. I'll put
Okay,
it that way.
exactly. So since he hates TKO, I highly doubt it that if he makes his way to TNA and he gets that role as being in charge of creative, I don't think WWE will get involved. What I will say is, I think you're gonna get TNA to be better. I really feel that TNA needs this kind of shakeup, and sometimes change is not bad. Like they look kind of stagnant where they were. They had the whole AMC channel. They were doing really good and all that stuff. They have their regular live shows every weekly, but can you honestly say they're making some ground on AEW? And I don't feel they are. So, what better way than to bring in somebody that knows about creative stuff would be Road Dogg, and you bring him and watch, man. I think he's gonna elevate TNA. I think he's gonna come up with some great storylines for them. And now, there's no 100% sure that he's gonna be over there, but if he does, I think this would be a really, really good thing for TNA, and I think it will be good for the wrestling fans, and it will also open up people more interested in TNA to go over there. When I mean wrestlers, like for example, R-Truth. I wouldn't be surprised if R-Truth eventually lets go. I'm pretty sure R-Truth would consider going to TNA because he could reunite again with Road Dogg. So it's like it opens a lot of doors for TNA, and I think that's why you had to let go of Tommy Dreamer. If you really want to elevate the company, I don't think it was a bad decision that they parted ways.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, like you said, change is good. My only thing is, what is the current situation of TNA? That would be the only thing. If I'm Road Dogg, I'm saying, what am I working with here? Who else is unhappy? Who else is trying to leave? I don't want to take this job and then find out Nick Nemeth asked for his request. The Hardy Boys are trying to get, like you got to know what you're dealing with. And then maybe they don't let them guys go, but then you got people there under contract that don't want to be there, and then you're in the same boat. So I don't know what the current situation in TNA really is right now. Carlos Silva, I thought, looked like he had things kind of figured out in a way, and then now they've taken a little bit of a detour here. And the other interesting thing was Sami Callihan was a former wrestler. He retired. Thought he was getting the call to be the head of booking because they had currently, parted ways with Tommy Dreamer, and he found out he was being released. That's how they told him, that he was not being, kept there. And he's been running the merchandise and other areas as well since he stopped in the ring. So there's a lot of interesting things going on in TNA, and I don't know that all of them are good, but again, we'll play it by ear and we'll see how it goes.
Do you think TNA is going for sale with all these moves?
I feel like they're cutting. I feel like talent is getting a feeling that something is going to happen, because usually when you start getting this going, and the one thing that you said that I didn't even think of is this: Road Dogg has no say with TKO, right? He doesn't like them. He's already said that a couple times. He said that's why he lost his smile. But he was, before he went to SmackDown, he was booking with Shawn Michaels in NXT. So I do wonder if he goes there, if it's not a opportunity to buy and then put another, because technically if AEW has the show, they have the TV rights, or not AEW, I'm sorry, TNA have the TV rights at AMC. So if WWE was to purchase them, they would also purchase that TV slot.
Here's my thing.
So then you could run two shows. You could run NXT, and then you can make a new name show for that show, and now you're running on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday as WWE.
Well, I have a second question for you, a follow up question here. What makes you think it's only going to be WWE who has a shot in buying them? What about our boy Tony Khan? Would he consider buying TNA?
I the only thing that I would say is TNA had a partnership with Tony Khan, and then they went and had the partnership with WWE. I don't know what the situation was there.
Well,
But now
look,
will Tony Khan outbid? Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him.
here's my thing. I don't think
So
I think TNA is unhappy with both of them. I don't think they're happy with AEW or WWE. That's why I kind of feel like if they do put the for sale sign on their brand, there's a possibility that at this point they don't care. They just want to sell it to whoever is willing to pay the most. That's what I think. And if TNA does go up for sale, man, and WWE buys it, oh man, that's gonna be rough, bro. Like even if AEW was
if
the
you're
one,
buying TNA, you're buying the library. That's all you're doing.
you're not
You're
buying the
buying.
wrestlers.
I mean, yeah, but you're not. But what I mean is the big thing. It's like WCW. They weren't trying to get WCW per se. Vince wanted to run them out of business, of course. But the only reason he paid so much money was to get the library, so that you had all the old WCW, NWA events, the Starcades, the Ric Flairs, so you can add to your library of wrestling talent. Now TNA, Impact, you go back, that library is pretty expansive and has a lot of current WWE and former WWE involved in a lot of those shows.
But then what do you do with the talent? You're gonna let them go?
No, you just buy you. I mean, I can't think that TNA is paying them a buku amount of money.
No, I don't think they are.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you
Like I don't even know who they're.
and
I don't even know who's probably the best
I would
paid
say
wrestler there.
Santana, Moose,
You think those are? You think Santana and Moose are
maybe
the best paid wrestlers?
maybe Eric Young. I don't know. I don't know.
I
Again,
think they all seem like they're like in the same line. Like I don't think that. they
Yeah,
would
I
make
mean, I
more
just,
than the
I
other.
mean, oh, I guess the Hardys. I'm sorry, I forgot about the Hardys.
Yeah,
I wasn't even thinking the Hardys and Nick Nemeth. I mean, again, but a lot of these guys are there just because, hey, they go once a month, they record 4 weeks of shows, and then they do a PLE. Like they're not wrestling they're wrestling maybe 3 times a month, and then they're doing independents and autograph signings, which is making the bulk of their money.
Yeah.
So they don't have to make a lot with TNA because TNA doesn't have an exclusive deal with them, probably.
This is interesting.
So
Let me ask you one last thing. And this is outside of TNA. This is now heading more towards Tommy Dreamer. Where does Tommy Dreamer go with this? Now that he is no longer working with TNA, do you see him possibly getting a call at AEW? Do you see him possibly even maybe getting a call in WWE?
he was at WWE. Then he went to TNA. I don't. I just. I think he'll probably take a little bit of a break. But I think if he goes anywhere, I would say AEW, just because it's someplace he hasn't been, and I don't know that. I mean, where are you going to go back to WWE to do? The only people that have been there that have any tenure left.
That's true.
I mean, you got Michael Hayes and some of those guys there, but those guys, hadn't been around to some of the other ones. They kind of just came under not Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes has been through everything. But I also think Michael Hayes needs party money. So he's happy with what he's getting paid, and he's doing his job. He does it damn well. But, I think, it's one of those things to where, to me, it felt like with Road Dogg, using Road Dogg as an example here, you could tell, like, everybody's not on the same page there with the Unreal thing. It's kind of like, then what do we do with this person? Well, I get that, but who else do we have?
And I think
I mean, Road Dogg didn't go into that whole thing, but he was like, I see what you're saying, but what else makes sense? Because they're telling us this person has to be the champion. This person has to be pushed.
yeah.
How do you work anything else out? and it becomes too much of a. It really becomes a job rather than a passion anymore. And with wrestling, you have to have both. Yes, it's a job, but you have to have the passion to keep wanting to do it because of all the BS you got to put up with as a creative member. I remember hearing stories about Vince like telling people like that's the stupidest idea I ever heard. Like you're in a meeting with your peers and you're being told that's stupid, that's dumb, that's idiotic. And then they go and twist one little thing that you said becomes their idea and it's a genius move. And it's like that's just it.
Well, here's one thing, and I do agree with you, is that if you kind of look at the people behind the scenes in WWE, they're kind of getting out with the old and bringing in with the new, you know? So it's
Yeah,
like,
which is killing things too. In a
which
way.
it is, in a
'Cause
way.
you have to have a mixture. I get it. You can't have a whole bunch of old heads or you're going to be running things over and over and over again. But in pro wrestling, there's only so much you can do because it is, how do I say it? It is live Broadway inside a ring in front of 20,000 people. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you can't get too crazy. Now, when COVID happened and you could do cinematic stuff, that changes the whole ball game. But when you have to do live stuff, you can't have all this crazy part for the entertainment part of it and then get into the ring and it doesn't match with what, you know, and that's where I think sometimes when we discussed here where, you know, some of the problems existed between WWE and rest in peace Bray Wyatt is that, yes, from a cinematic level, we could do whatever you want to do. The problem is once we get in front of 20,000 people and it's live, we can't, there's no, you know, we can't cut the cameras to do a sleight of hand to do, you know, to make it look. You can't be.
Yeah, look at the Y6.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's like it's awesome until you got to get it inside the four corners, and nobody has figured out how to make that work anymore because you don't have the people thinking about it like the Undertaker.
100%. I think that's the last time we actually did see somebody take that character and make it like hey, like outside, like you could never imagine it seeing it live, and then he actually made it live, and you're like, damn, this is why the Undertaker is so iconic. But again, we'll see. I mean, look, man, if Tommy Dreamer goes to AEW, that would be interesting. I don't know if that would
I
help
mean, he does the best and
AEW.
open stuff too. He might just be happy with that now for a while. Again,
Could be.
I just think, why are you going to go to somewhere where you know it's going to be miserable? At least if you go to AEW and you give it a try, it's fresh. It's something new. It's something.
Yeah,
I just think if you go back to WWE, it's like, oof.
true.
Unless you think you're the savior of it, I don't know. Maybe.
Do you think Tony Khan would want to have Tommy Dreamer on AEW?
Yeah, I think you would. I mean, we've seen sometime the sickos. Think of him in ECW. It was Heyman and Dreamer were kind of the brains behind that. I mean, a lot of it was Heyman and stuff like that, but Dreamer was right there with them. So, and when you watch what Tony Khan's doing, it feels like he's trying to bring back some of that
yeah,
at times.
he likes the old geezers too, bro. He has Dean Malenko. He bought Sabu before he passed away a couple times as well. Yeah, I think it will be a good fit. Probably at least try it out, see if it works.
And I think maybe you do that and bring him in and make him the hardcore coordinator and do some hardcore ECW style matches every once in a while.
I don't know how much more hardcore they could get, but yeah, I guess you could definitely do that. I don't want to see more syringes, multiple syringes going in the mouth.
Yeah, no more syringes in the mouth and all that stuff. I mean, that is a little bit overboard. All right, man, let's talk about your baby. You brought up his name
Columbia?
a little bit.
Oh, my bad. I thought you wanted to talk about Colombia and that 3-1 win last night. Yeah, go Colombia, baby. Doing it big in soccer. Shout out to my Colombians. I am. No doubt says I'm not a
Yeah, I'm sorry, I
welfare,
was reading it. Yeah,
but I've never gone back to a previous employer. Yeah,
yeah,
that's a good point. That's a good point.
yeah.
That's very good. I mean, but look, I mean, there have been people. I mean, look at Malachi Black, Alistair Black. He went back.
Yeah.
He might be going back. Andrade El Idolo went back, came back to AEW.
Yeah.
He's doing a better run in AEW now. So
Yeah, he definitely get better than his first run at AEW, I think.
he
too.
is. He's definitely.
It's definitely better. Let's talk a little bit. I'm going to go over the card for Forbidden Door, and
Hard this
man,
weekend though, right?
it does not feel like a Forbidden Door kind
Wait.
of card.
But it isn't this weekend, right?
No, it's next weekend.
It's next weekend. Yeah. Okay.
It's the same day as the NXT pay per view.
Yes.
Remember
Correct.
the 28th. It's TNA is at 3, 7 is NXT, and then 8 is Forbidden Door.
Man.
All right, Frankie Fresco. I'm going to go over the Forbidden Door pay per view. It's going to be Kenny Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr., which is Forbidden Door-esque there. The AEW Continental Championship, Jon Moxley will defend against Bandito. The AEW Tag Team Championship match, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage will take on the Dogs, David Finlay and Clark Connors. Owen Hart Cup Final, Mercedes Moné will take on either Athena or Maya World. The Men's Owen Hart Cup Final, Will Ospreay takes on Swerve Strickland. The AEW Women's Championship match, Thekla, whatever you want to say it is, versus Starlight Kid. 2 matches are Forbidden Door-esque. Kenny Omega, Zack Sabre, and Tekla and Starlight Kid. And your main event. Are you ready for the main event, Frankie Fresco?
Tell me, how many guys are we gonna see?
12-man steel cage match. Team MJF. MJF, Andrade, Okada, Kevin Knight, Kyle Fletcher, Jack Doyle will take on Team Briscoe. Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, Darby Allin, and Takeshita. There is your card for Forbidden Door.
It seems not like a Forbidden Door, right? Like, I mean, Forbidden Door is supposed to be AEW versus
Well, again,
companies.
that's what they've conditioned you for. And now you get this, and it's like, what is this? And this is where I want to credit, I believe it was Josh. He was on the No Holds Barred podcast talking the AEW show last Thursday, I believe, and I was listening to it. And here's what I want to discuss on this card, Frankie. And we'll get into the other stuff too, but I wanted to get this in because I know we're on time. Went over more than I thought we would actually. The 12-man cage match. Briscoe wins. He gets a shot at MJF. That's the stipulation of the match. But did you hear the guys in the main event? It's like it's the conglomeration. Guys that have been losing on your TV show, and now you've got them in your main event storyline of Forbidden Door. And you got Will Ospreay and Swerve for a shot at the title at All In as just a match. And I understand MJF got injured and you had to pivot a little bit, and this helps him the most because he probably has to do nothing in this match.
Well, he wrestled on Wednesday Dynamite. That was crazy.
I don't understand it, man.
He wrestled yesterday. I think he had his leg like taped up and stuff, and he wrestled yesterday. I'm like, what the hell's MJF wrestling on a Dynamite knowing that he's semi hurt?
Dude, that's just
what the hell's wrong?
PK. I would. You got to protect your players at that point.
Yeah, man. Why? It just
Because you're already doing a 12-man cage match because of his knee. Now he lose. What happens if he messes up a knee and then what? Now what are you doing? You're going to be the Rhea Ripley situation in there. All right, so go ahead, give me your thoughts on that whole thing there, that situation there. And what Josh said was you're putting all these guys that are your jobbers and now you're moving them into a main event match, and it's true. It's very true.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. This is what you kind of have to look at though. So on the MJF side, you have MJF, Kevin Knight, Kyle Fletcher, Jake Doyle, Andrade, and wait, one, two, three.
Okada.
Okada's the last one. Okay, that's what I was missing. So you got Okada and you got Takeshita on the opposite side. So that makes
Jack Doyle is the only guy on that team I see taking the L.
no, but I'm trying to think about the feuds a little bit, right? So
Okay.
you could get those two guys there. Obviously, Mark Briscoe and MJF is the next feud. Obviously, I don't know why they keep selling us that, but okay, I get it. All right, so then now you have Kyle Fletcher, who has absolutely no. I don't think he has any type of issue.
Takeshita.
Yeah, but Takeshita's already in an issue with Okada, so like.
Yeah, I mean, no, there's a triangle there. There's a love triangle.
Okay, fine. You want to give him a love triangle, go for it. Then who the hell does Andrade Lilo have? I mean, his only
Well-
flare-ups and stuff of that is kind of betraying MJF. That's kind of like the route they're going.
Yes, I think they're gonna. I again, this is what I would do. One of two things, because the match is for Briscoe to get a shot at MJF, and Andrade wants a shot at MJF. My thinking is, why not have Andrade get pinned so that Mark Briscoe gets a shot at MJF?
Yeah, but how would that help Andrade if you get pinned and lose?
I mean, you do it
Because if-
smartly. Maybe you do it where you go to pick him up and he rolls you up in a small package. But again, it's a cage match, so you really can't do that either. So it's tough because to me,
You
I
wanna
think
go crazy?
to add to the feud of Andrade and MJF is if Andrade's the one that makes Mark Briscoe or if Andrade pins Mark Briscoe and says, "I want a shot at the title."
Here's the thing: you're sticking 12 guys in a cage match. That's ridiculous. I think what happened with Tony Khan is that he said, "Hey, we had so much hype about the Stadium Stampede that I want to run it back."
Yeah,
and that's why he.
And did you notice it doesn't say 2 rings? Nobody knows still if it's like just one ring with 12 guys in it.
Jesus Louise.
Because if not, it becomes blood and guts, though, right? If it's 2 rings, it's blood and guts.
Yeah, it would be blood and guts. I mean, but I think the reason that you're giving this to us is because they've kind of stayed this year. They're staying away from. Well, or I don't think they're staying away. I think nobody wants to work with AEW when it comes to their wrestlers going up against AEW wrestlers, and I don't knock them for it because half of the time, all the AEW wrestlers always won. So it doesn't help their cause. Their wrestlers always take the L. And after they take the L, 50% of the time, once their contract is done, they eventually join AEW. So it's like, I understand why people are like, you know what, man? I don't want to work with AEW anymore. Or if I'm going to send you somebody, I'll send you somebody that I don't care. That's why when it comes to like Tekla and Starlight Kid, I wouldn't be surprised if Starlight Kid they're not too fond of her over there. Or maybe they're like, whatever.
She's at Stardom.
Maybe they don't see much of her. They're like, okay, look, we'll play game with you. Here you go. You could have somebody here and that's it. Have a nice day. But I mean, there was a Dynamite where Tekla went up there and she started spitting at the sign where it says Stardom and all that stuff. That was so exaggerating. But it does feel like a lackluster type of Forbidden Door because of the fact that they have always kind of taught us that it's supposed to be AEW versus other guys and gals outside of the AEW world. And this time it isn't. We only get who is it? Tekla and Starlight Kid, and then what's the other one?
Kenny Omega and Zack Sabre Jr. I think Zack Sabre is still signed to New Japan, I believe.
And then another thing you also kind of gotta realize is that we've seen that, haven't we? Haven't we seen Zack Sabre a couple of times? Like,
well, Zack Sabre took on Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan, whatever the hell he was now, and he took on somebody else before. This is the first time they're fighting since 2018-19. was 19, I think, is the story.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
and there's no WoW wrestlers out there that you could. I mean, they
No,
burned the
because they
bridges.
end up signing. They end up signing them. Like the Dogs were actually from New Japan, but they just signed AEW deals, so they're no longer. So
Not
it,
only
it
that, but
was,
they murdered also CMLL or wrestling as well. They took most of their guys over there, right?
yeah.
They took
Well,
Bandito.
anybody they wanted, yeah. Anybody they wanted, yeah.
So it's like they don't have that many over there. I don't know who their biggest stars are right now in CMLL. Like Mystico, he's out there, but he's also part of AEW already. And then I don't watch too much CMLL, so I don't know who is a big like I'm trying to look and see who are the champions over there, but I don't even I'm looking at their page and it says their biggest guy is Mystico. Máscara Dorada is another one. He's been in the AEW side
AEW,
as
yeah.
well. Ultimo Guerrero, that guy, I don't know who he is, but he looks kind of old. So Claudio Castagnoli's over there as well. Like they're using him a lot over there as well.
I
So
mean,
they
he
don't,
wasn't he the champion, or is he still the champion, or did he lose it?
I think yeah, I don't know if he's still a champion over there, but he might be. But again, they've used all their guys over there in CMLL,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like you can't use them anymore. And then maybe who does Stardom have? Let's see, Stardom, because I'm curious. Um, who's in that roster over there? Let's see. Okay, so Stardom has. They don't. Wait. Stardom isn't Stardom the? Wait, hold on a second.
It's an all ladies promotion in Japan.
Isn't this the one that Athena is in charge of too? That she has some type of relationship with?
Possibly now. I don't know.
I have to look at. That. If Athena has any ties to this, to Stardom. Let me see. Hold on a second. Former WWE and current Ring of Honor Women's World Champion Athena has established a massive crossover presence with the Japanese promotion Stardom. Her highly physical American, ring style lead. No, she doesn't. She just wrestled over there. That's all it is. Okay, all right. I wasn't too sure. All right. I mean, again, it just seems kind of lackluster for Forbidden Door. Like,
Yeah. And by the way, it says I'm reading the update on the. So it says where the AEW Women's Champion is concerned, Tekla defends her title against Starlight Kid as part of the Toxic Spiders' ongoing mission to bring down her former home promotion Stardom. Of course, these two have plenty of history from their time together in Stardom, where they shared the ring over 30 times, with their most recent singles match being September 2023.
wow.
So we get the 31st matchup in AEW Forbidden Door.
Jesus. Who?
And the next night, we're going to get, or actually Wednesday night, we're going to get Starlight Kid is all elite.
I wouldn't be
It's
surprised.
coming. It's
Yeah,
coming.
of course. That's probably going to be the case.
Yeah.
Who's out there? Who's another like big wrestling company that they could have reached out and done like some type of work with in Japan? Do you know?
No.
Because I'm trying to see. I'm trying
There's
to. Look.
Japan. I think there's All Japan as well, but I don't know how big they are anymore.
There's a company called Dragon Gate.
Yeah, Dragon Gate was big. I don't know if they are anymore.
I don't know. I'm just curious to see because. Let's see. There were some guys that did come from there. Actually, Tozawa was one of them that actually came from over there. But I don't know if they're still okay. Their main champion right now is Modoko Kikukov, something like that. That's what he's there. I mean, you got some wrestlers, but I don't think anybody knows who these guys are. So I don't think. But that I mean,
If I'm
still,
not mistaken, I believe Dragon Gate is kind of like the feeder to New Japan and All Japan. Kind of like what Ring of Honor used to be when WWE and WCW were going. A lot of the people made their names in Ring of Honor, and then they'd move up to WWE, WCW, ECW, things like
well, look,
that.
they got this guy. Their main champion is a guy named Moroka Kikuta, and he's only 26 years old. But that guy, again, I don't see why they couldn't do that. Like maybe see if they want to do some work with those guys and bring them over and build them up. That's how isn't that the way they found out about Stephanie Valkyrie? And that's how they eventually did Mercedes versus Stephanie. But I mean, look, man. At the end of the day, I you're gonna get a good match. You're gonna get a good pay per view from AEW. It's just it's a little bit lackluster, and if they continue to give us matches where they don't have that rivalry anymore with like other, or at least they can't work cohesively with other wrestling companies, then they're probably gonna have to change that pay per view name and change for Forbidden Door and change it to a different name.
Yeah.
Just have something replace it, because then you've already uh, trained us to always believe it's like AEW versus other wrestling,
Yeah.
other wrestlers from another company. So you're gonna have to change that name.
And Frankie Fresco, this gives me an idea.
Go for it.
Next week, we're doing the World Cup of Wrestling. You're
Okay.
going to take the World Cup teams, and you're going to put your wrestler that would represent each country. They have to be from that country.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, but okay, I'll figure it out. I can do it.
No, we'll both do it. We'll both put our list together, and we'll see. Because I guarantee I'll probably have older guys than you will. You'll have a lot of more current guys and stuff. So,
I'm
what
gonna
up, Tony? How you doing, sir?
work some magic. You're giving me some homework here, but I'm down. I'm down. I'm down.
We'll have fun with it, man. If there's probably some countries that we probably can't do, but yeah, it'll be good.
I'm
fun.
down. I'm down. We could do it.
Alright.
You know, we could do it based on the groups, because the groups will still be, they'll still be doing it next week.
Yeah.
Because the next week is the last week of group stage. So,
Yep.
So we could definitely do that. Yes.
Yeah. And then we'll do the predictions on all three of the pay-per-views and PLEs.
Yes.
And so next week's card will be a pretty stacked card for us here
Yeah.
on the Squared Circle Digest. Frankie Fresco, let them know where they can get you, my man.
You guys can find me on all social media platforms under Frankie Fresco or Fresco Music. And the other thing you could also do is, don't forget to hit the like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe on both of our channels. But also put the little ring bell. Hit the little ring thing. That way it always informs you guys that we're online and that we're live. Because as you can tell, me and Sean like to take different days.
Oh, yeah, man.
and we
Yeah.
switch it up.
It's more Sean than Frankie, but yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a better way for us. The only way you're gonna be able to not forget our show is just setting the reminders every time we go live. That's the best way you're gonna know that, hey, we are live. Because maybe we'll do a show on a Monday, like or maybe we'll do one on a Friday.
We just
I don't know.
feel like it. We just do it.
Today we did a show on a Thursday at 5 in the afternoon. That's just us, you know.
That's what we do. We're keeping everybody on their toes.
Oh, one
Keeping
last
everybody on their toes.
One last thing, couple of things I want to announce as well. Colombia versus Portugal. That game is happening on June the 27th. Damn, Sean, very nice of you. Your boy Frankie Fresco will be DJing block party in Hollywood. So if you are in the Florida area, if you enjoy soccer and you want to come support and say what's up, the Hollywood Square area down by Hollywood, Florida, they're blocking the whole downtown, and your boy Frankie Fresco will be DJing, showing these guys how Colombians do it. So I will be DJing that event. I didn't get tickets to go see Colombia versus Portugal because I am not a baller, but I will be DJing.
I do got a question now. Is it a Colombian block party? Is it a Portugal? Is it a supposed to be down the middle? Like what is it? What kind of block party are you DJing there?
It's supposed to be down the middle, but I highly doubt it. I'm pretty sure it'll probably be 98% Colombians and maybe 1 or 2% Portuguese. But yeah, it's almost.
Look, you're gonna have Colombia scores a bumping song and Portugal scores and it's gonna be like some crappy song.
Well, here's the thing. I'm DJing after the game is over. So
Okay.
So I'm DJing from 10 o'clock at night till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so we'll get to watch the game with you there.
Yes. Now, I will say this. If I do some way, somehow find a way to get tickets, then I will let you guys know that I won't be DJing. Because then I've been hearing a lot of stories saying that it's really, really bad to get into Hard Rock Stadium.
Oh, it's terrible.
They upped the security because of my country, because of Colombia and their shenanigans back in the Copa America final. Of course, your boy was there. I wasn't one of the ones going through the ventilation system, but I was there. And there's checkpoints, and if you need to get there like 2 hours just to make sure you don't miss the game, because people have been telling me that for the Uruguay game, that was the first game here in Miami.
Yeah.
People didn't come. Some people didn't even get in.
Yeah. I heard the first checkpoint was way outside the gates, and then a couple more as you went in.
Yeah, they gotta make sure they don't want that wildness.
Yeah.
And I saw some people said that they didn't make it into the stadium until the 60th minute of the game. So they really lost they lost the whole first half
Oh,
and
I'd be so mad.
like 20 minutes of the second half. So it's pretty bad, bro.
There's only two things that I've that's made me mad about this World Cup. Hearing that story right there is one of them, but the other one is where people, I guess, have bought tickets from people or on like StubHub or some of the other ticket things, and when they get there, the tickets aren't good.
Really? I haven't
Yeah.
heard about that. Oh, damn, that sucks.
Yep. Yep.
I will say this. It is very, very difficult to buy tickets, but shout out to all the Europeans and everybody.
I guess there's supposed to be a FIFA ticket thing that everybody's supposed to go to, but people still go to StubHub or whatever. But apparently, there was a FIFA thing where you can get reticketed or something.
Yes. So, like, for example, I'm trying to resell my tickets for the third place. I don't think I'm going to be able to resell them. I'm going to have to go in and actually go to the game, which is fine. I don't mind.
Oh, damn it!
I don't mind. I don't mind. I'll probably take my mom or my brother or my dad, one of them. I don't think I'll take my dad because my dad is just. I took him to the Copa America final. So if I'm gonna switch it up, I'll definitely take my mom. My mom would have to go, and I don't think my mom has been to a World Cup game ever. So it will be cool. I think I might just take her or my brother, one of the two. But long story short, the Europeans, the Asians, and all that stuff. Have you been seeing it? It's been trending on social media that they're all loving. They thought living here in the United States sucks, and they thought that like by coming here that we were all like people who are always upset that we don't get along with people, that we're assholes and all that shit. And then they're like, whoa. These American people are actually fun. They're just like us, and they got some ridiculous food. Like people were talking about like the best thing they ever could have. They went to a freaking In-N-Out burger. They went to what was it? They went and got damn it, some barbecue. Some people were saying they didn't know what ranch dressing is. They didn't know any of that stuff, and they're like, "What is this?" There was one part where you see the video of these two. They're like, I think they're from Norway or Holland, and they are using a fork and a knife to cut on the baby back ribs. And the guy literally gets up and says, "What the hell are you doing?" And he's like, "I need to stop you." And they're like freaking out. This is a big black guy. And then this guy's like, "You need to use your hands." And they're like, "Our hands?" And he's like, "Okay, you tell us, we'll do it." And they pick up the ribs with their hands and then they bite off the meat. And they're like, "Holy crap, this is like the most juiciest, softest meat we've ever we don't have this in our country. What the hell's going on here?" So that has been the coolest thing that they have literally there's such a bad image of America outside of the United States that they're realizing that we're not such assholes. We're really cool people. We really do. It's just unfortunate that we have some politicians that don't help our cause, but
Yeah.
the people here in the United States are really cool, man. Like we're not assholes. We all love the sport, man. That's what we're here for. We're here to enjoy.
And you saw like what was it? The Scotland and the Japanese fans putting us to shame. They clean up their whole area
Oh, those
in the
Japanese,
stands before they leave. Like
those Japanese are legit,
Man.
bro. They clean up all the
just-
time.
man, they're great.
And
They just-
the people from Norway, you know the electrical escalators, they're all sitting down.
doing the road thing. Yeah, yeah. I saw that.
It's awesome, dude.
I saw. Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know if you're a fan of Barstool Sports, but Dave Portnoy, he's been complaining to all the Americans on his social media saying that how is it possible that England, that the Japanese, that all these people have really legit fighting songs for their teams, and the United States has like the wackest freaking songs that like nobody can like cheer for. Like, come on, man, he's telling all the Americans, come up with some better new songs out there to represent the United States. Because hey, man, I'm not gonna lie to you, Sean. There was a lot of fans rooting for the United States. I think the United States have, the United States can ride this momentum. Hopefully Christian Pulisic gets healthier.
Yeah.
50-50, he won't play tomorrow. But they could do the USA can make some noise if you got people rooting and backing you up. Hey man, anything's possible. Yeah, the Scots drank all the fucking beer. I saw that. They needed to order more freaking beer, bro, because they didn't have enough.
How are you not prepared for Scots in
Get
Boston?
ready because Scotland is playing Brazil, I believe, here in Miami. So those Scots are coming here to Miami as well. So ooh, if I had a business and I'm selling beer, oh man, I'll make sure I have a ton of their beer. Because if not, they're gonna be drinking.
That Walmart over there better be stocked up too for tailgating.
Yeah, the other the other guy was saying, what he said, oh my God, I've been to Walmart, but what is this Costco? He was like, what is this Costco? This is huge. And they serve by bulk? What is this? We don't do this in our countries. And bro, that's why they were like, yo, we really are enjoying the United States. Like, this is really fun. Like, we really enjoy the United States. Is not so bad after all. Even the New Yorkers, they didn't care. They were happy with the New Yorkers. It's crazy, man. Thank God for those New York cops. And I know I'm blabbering here, but that Brazil didn't win. Because if Brazil would have won against Morocco and then you had the Knicks win, oh my God, those Brazilians and those New Yorkers would have gone ham on the streets the same day. Oh my God, that would have been crazy. So good thing that they only tied, because that would have been bad for those cops over there. But tell them where they can find you, Sean.
Yeah, no, they will. I will. But also, no doubt, he's a tagline expert now, and he's got one for Fresco Music. Fresco Music, where the beat is always bumping.
Wait, did he get that from Adrian and Tony? That one guy that always likes to, like, he drops bars during their live stream.
For the Squared Circle Digest, it's sorry, for Talking Racing Now, where the door is always open. he's on a roll. This no doubt guy is on a roll.
Whoa, is he trying to be
Nico Coleman, that's your brother, right? Who's Nico Coleman? That's your Coleman.
It must be my brother, because he's usually unless he changed his name from his original name, DiTrapio. He's always been known as DiTrapio.
Yeah, I know. That's why it threw me off. I'm like, that's gotta be all right. But we appreciate Nico and everybody in the chat. Hold on a minute. Let me say where I'm from, and then we'll do the roll call. Oh, sorry, Stanley Media House, where the door is always open. I'm sorry. I messed up. DiTrapio!
There he is. Yeah, that seems to be my brother. What's up?
Hey, threw me off there. Check me out on X at SS_Sports Talk. You can just get me at Stanley Media House. Everywhere else, the door is always open. And then you can check me out Stanley Media House Network on YouTube. We got Talking Racing Now on Sundays, South Florida Sports Unfiltered on Fridays, the Squared Circle Digest on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, whichever way we decide. Sometimes on Monday, too. We just pop up anywhere. Want to thank DiTrapio for being in, no doubt, of course. Tony was in as well. Oh, we got a good one here. Luna QAWM. Thank you very much for being in with us. And by the way,
Impressive.
AI viewers, check them out. What else we got here? Chat for Life was in as well.
Yeah,
Me Papa was in, and of course, always, no doubt. What are you laughing about? What happened?
No, well, you said AI viewers, check it out. Yeah, because it says AI viewers stream. You're an idiot. Freaking guy.
Hey, don't forget, check out Frankie Fresco, June 27th. Put it on your calendars. Hollywood. Is that at one of the circles, or where are you at? Where's the block party at? Do you know?
Hollywood Square. So
Is that one of the square? I'm sorry, I don't know.
it's like the main street of Hollywood where all the clubs are.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's down there. Because I know there's Young Circle, there's Executive Circle, there's like the different circles. So I guess you're further down.
If you want me to be technical with you, trying to see if I could pull it up here. So that is Hollywood Boulevard is where it is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's called, it's literally on Hollywood Boulevard, and if you guys want a better way to, there's a Twin Peaks. That's the best way to look at it. There's literally a Twin Peaks on Hollywood Boulevard. Mm-hmm. So just put Twin Peaks, Hollywood Boulevard, and that whole strip is gonna be closed. There's a place very popular there called Tardes Caleñas, which is Colombian, and they're gonna be having parties as well. So me and my friends are gonna be doing a party as well. So all of us are doing. My friend, we're not only playing Spanish music. It's a group of us that are doing it. We're all working on it, but of course, your boy, I'm Colombian, so I'm gonna bring a Colombian set. Whether we win or lose, I don't care. I'm playing Colombian music, so that's what I'm gonna do. And that's kind of what my friend told me. He's like, Frankie, what are you gonna do? What kind of set? I was like, bro, I'm Colombian. Colombia's gonna play, and hopefully we win or a tie. I mean, we're in the right foot, Sean. We won. We're leading the group. Portugal struggled against Congo. All we gotta do, man. Look, man. If we beat Congo and we got 6 points, and let's say a miracle, Portugal ties with Uzbekistan or loses to Uzbekistan, we win the group. We don't even have to care about the third game. We just gotta chill and enjoy. So for us, it would just be like a plus if we even win even more. So that's the way I look at it. We don't have to. We just need a little bit of luck. We need to beat Congo, and we need Portugal to keep losing. And then if Portugal keeps losing or tying, then we're Gucci. We don't have to worry about it. I'm praying to God Uzbekistan some way somehow ties Portugal. Maybe Portugal is running into like they're stumbling. Nobody's expecting them to struggle, but whatever helps Colombia, we don't care. And USA, baby, let's go USA tomorrow as well. We got a hell of a game against Australia tomorrow, so screw those Australian people. We need a win. Mexico's about to play too. Mexico plays at 8 tonight. 8? Yeah, I think so. It's at 8. So
And that was your World Cup recap right here on the
I could keep going.
Squared Circle Digest. In the words of the great Cord Soli, so long from the Sunshine State.
That's what's